Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are playing Crimson Vow, the new set release date on Arena. So we are trying out a bunch of decks. As always with release date, we throw things together, see how they play out. They might work, they might not, but really it's the fun time where anything kind of goes. So we are here with our second deck of the day, and we are playing a Rakdos aggro with a somewhat vampire-y werewolf sub-theme. Really, we're just trying to kill them as fast as possible. And one card that does that is the new Blood Vial Purveyor, 4 mana, 5/6, flying trample. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, they get a blood token. For those of you who don't know blood tokens, they're an artifact similar to like a clue, where they can pay a mana, discard a card, sacrifice it, and then draw a card. When the Purveyor attacks, it also gets a boost for each blood token your opponent controls. So typically these effects like Desecration Demon have a downside with like sacking a creature or something like that, but this one just gets bigger, and these blood tokens I don't think are that good. So this is just a beater on the top end. We also have Graph Reaver, a 2 mana 3/3 in black. It has the ability to exploit, where you could sacrifice a creature and kill a planeswalker. But really it's a 2 mana 3/3, and at the beginning of your upkeep it deals the damage to you. And then we have Cemetery Gatekeeper. It's part of the Cemetery cycle of Mythics. So this is a 2 mana 2/1 first strike. When it enters the battlefield, exiles a card from the graveyard. And then whenever a player plays a land or casts a spell, if it shares a card type with the exiled card, Gatekeeper deals 2 damage. Now this is symmetrical, so it does affect you as well. So be mindful of stuff like that. Against like a control deck, if you get rid of an instant, because we don't have too many instants, then it pings them that way. Even just lands, stuff like that, deals some chip damage. Of the new cards that we're also trying out, a Chandra, Dress to Kill. I want to start off with one. We're not solely a red deck, so this is something I want to try out, see how it plays out. And then we have Sorin the Mirthless. This one gives us card advantage, gains us lifelink tokens, and its ultimate will deal 13. But basically make tokens, kind of fuel our card advantage. Same with the Chandra, give us card advantage that way there. And then just wrapping up the creatures, we have Falkenrath Pit Fighter, just a 1 mana 2/1. The upside can be done. We do have some vampires, so something to consider for drawing cards. We have, what other creatures we got? Graveyard Trespasser, just a hard to kill creature that exiles cards from the graveyard, gains you some life. A lot of our cards deal damage to us in some capacity, the Reaver, the Sorin, stuff like that. So this is a good way to get some card advantage. We also have the Stormseeker. So if you go Stormseeker into Purveyor, that's a nice curve there, giving haste. And then we have Immerstrom Predator, just a top end, hard to deal with threat. So lots of ways to exile cards from the graveyard in this particular build. Our removal that I'm going to try out to start, we have some Bloodchief's Thirst as 1 mana removal that could scale, some Infernal Grasps. And then if you look at our curve, a lot of our stuff has 3 toughness or more. So playing some copies of Cinderclasm for like the weenie decks is something I like trying out. Like it does hit our Cemetery Gatekeepers and our Pit Fighters, but if this is going to be good, it's probably going to hurt your opponent more than us. And then just some of the spell lands and then some of the creature lands as well. So we are in Mythic. Their server was just having issues, so we just got back on. I'm going to just do a play one first, just so we don't get kicked off midway through. But we had an updated Blood on the Snow Orzhov Planeswalkers with Kaya and Sorin. If you want to check that out, that's on the YouTube channel already. But as always, if you do have cool decks, new ideas, stuff like that, drop them in the comments. And as always, if you can, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. All are free and easy ways to help support the channel. Enough talking, let's play some Magic. This hand, a bit slow. We can't Chandra on 3. Opponent goes first. Chandra notably can't get... Let's try it. Chandra can't play lands. Okay, so Chandra there. So Chandra deals 1 damage up to 1 creature, 1 planeswalker. Okay, so we do have the Purveyor, so pretty decent curve, all things considered. So if they could power up the Rangers class. We have first strike on the Wolf. They don't have 3 snows yet. Chandra might just be a distraction card this game. Okay, go Kazandu. That's probably Snakeskin Veil. Yeah, they had the pause. I think we're just gonna do this. Have them attack into Chandra. Use that as like a distraction this turn.
Go ahead. Fight me as hard as you can, because I'm real stubborn.
We could have held back, but there's a chance that they just have Snakeskin Veil. Yikes. So we're gonna do this now. I have to kill Kazandu, otherwise we're just dead. Hand being all 4 mana things is a bit annoying.
So I'm a little hot-headed. So
They
what?
might have the Veil. I think we just go Purveyor this turn. We can still trade pretty favorably. They could pump up Ranger's class. That does 16. So I would have to block. So these are why we play test. The curves have been a little awkward. Chandra hasn't done too much. They might not have a land. That will go up to 6. So, see where they decide to put the token or the counter. Okay, so we're gonna block here. Annoying because we didn't have grasp up. So here we're gonna ping them for 1. We're gonna soar in and then down tick. This growth has just been brutal for us. Lifelink tokens should be okay. We'll let them go to combat first. So that's a smart move. You're differentiating your threats. If they have Snakeskin Veil, I die anyways, so can't play around that. Second class is a bit annoying. So I could go the card advantage route. What are we trying to play for? Cinderclasm doesn't do enough. Let's try. Nope.
We should all follow our hearts.
Oh, I wallow in darkness then. You deal with this annoyance.
I can ultimate Chandra next turn. I don't know if it does anything, but So exile the top 5 cards of your library. You may cast red spells from among them this turn. This growth has just been beating on us tight, like real hard. So we're dead. Oh, wow. Probably just let that die. Like if they want to take out Chandra, fine. They had lethal depending on, like they could have forced to either trade my board off or we're probably in a bad spot regardless. Okay, so if they play we don't have really that many sorceries in the deck. Probably should have attacked in with this. How do I die? Because each thing is lethal at this point. Let's try this. We gotta try to pivot at this point. Because I'll activate my land this turn. It'll give me some lifelink. Really just need to try to find some piece of removal. Don't even have enough to... So I'm doing this just to give indestructible in case they have a fight spell. Like post board. This growth just kind of outpaced us. Stormseeker, not quite. Yeah, so they got us on that. Okay. So game one, kind of got a feel for it. The Chandras didn't do much in this deck. I think we need to be mono red for Chandra. So I think we cut the Chandra. And this is what we gotta do. We gotta play with the cards, see what works, what doesn't. So Chandra can go away. I'm not against either maybe a Braid. A copy there, go down a Cinderclasm, go up 2 Braids. Let's try that out. Let's go standard ranked now. Looks like the client's up and running, so we can try out some games with this. I think we're okay that match, provided like unnatural growth was something like anything else. It's difficult for us to really beat when all like their creatures are generally bigger than ours. Opponent goes first. We have a 3/3 into a 3/3. Red source gets us that. This is kind of expendable. I think we keep. White Weenie's gonna be a bit scary on the play, especially if they go Luminarch here. because now they're already outscaling us. They have like Skyclave Apparition or Brutal Cathar. We're in a pretty bad spot. It's one of the better curves they can have. I think we're just going to aggressively trade. Yeah, that's tough. Because now if we draw a red source, doesn't really help. Okay, so our question here, do we abrade on combat? I think we do. Because next turn that lets me go Graveyard Trespasser and Falcon Wrath. That's fine. Opponent wisely. Does not attack with the Luminarch. So we can't Sorin next turn. Sentinel. We have Infernal Grasp, but our life total's a bit low. While I like the Predator, yeah, maybe we go Predator here. Like, I'm dead to an exile effect anyways, so I think this is the way we have to approach it. Because I could block this, throw it in front of the Thalia. The downside is we don't get to eat anything for life. But Sorin can then make lifelink tokens. This can go... Well, it can't go completely unblockable. So they actually should have... black. So I do need to do this for my life total. Because I need this Infernal Grasp to actually do something. If they exiled there, I wouldn't have been able to get the counter. Here I have to Pit Fighter. But then they put that to 7. So this might make them go all in on the attack. So they go red here. So it's a bit tricky because this just having protection, like our board's actually fine, all things considered. So let's resolve there. Can't do anything about that. Yeah, this Soren's not helping. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, so let's take a look. I think we might want Meat Hook instead. This is important. Like, we gotta play through these games to see. We're probably, like, that start from the opponent was very good. I like this top end. We can get rid of Cinderclasm. So I think we actually need to shift to a bit more mid-rangey. Let's go Meat Hooks. And maybe Shambling Guest. I think I like the Abrades. This is a good beater on its own. Let's go some Shambling Guest, see how that plays out. Shambling allows us to ramp. It also gives us another... Let's do it like that. Alright, let's give this one more shot. And this is the important thing. We gotta play around with the cards, see what works, what doesn't. It's not always gonna be, you know, kill everything on the spot, or like ace in the hole. I think we might need to shift this to be either mono black aggro or mono red aggro. Go first. I think this is fine. Like, this curve's pretty nice. If we draw another black source, we get to go... So I'm gonna do this for now. This could be spirits, could be control. Could be seeing a Doomscar out of our opponent. If that's the case, we probably don't commit more to the board right now. But we don't have the blue. That does bode well. So before we cast anything, they could have a bounce here. Yeah. So I think given that, I'll just eat. Actually, I should have left that in case we drew another Gatekeeper. Could see Doomscar here. We don't. I think we're just going in here. Each of these just being a threat post sweeper is nice, and I think we're just going to play this for 0 here. They'll have to decide if they want to deluge here. They don't have enough mana for Devastating Mastery. this turn. They can student cost it, but I'll just keep my Glutton around. This could be hard cast Doomscar. And we're on Knight, so we deal more damage. It's actually lethal if they board wipe here. I think we're gonna do this. Let's see what they say. Okay. So they have sciences here. They could also have a Fading Hope, which buys them a bit of time. Can just get rid of the Deluge here. Oh, they got me. We're also in day now. That was probably dumb of me. Because now I lose the trample, which is relevant. Jeez, now they're just going to chain turns together. That's some straight nonsense. Could see a sweeper out of the, or a counter. I think we do this with both, and I think it's the Faithful Mending at this point, or the cover-up. Probably the cover-up. Mending gives them 2 life. Nah, let's get rid of this. So if I could get them to tap out enough for this, I might be able to sneak something down. So let's attack with everything, drain them. That should be enough. Two creatures die. Got him! Okay, so that interaction felt really good. Okay, so this deck's got some elements that were working, some that weren't. It might be better to be on a treasure plant. So I think what I liked this as the top end. I think this, the Gatekeeper wasn't really needed in this deck, neither was the Reaver. So I think if you go like a Deadly Dispute style shell, it's probably better. Have like this, have Eye Twitch. I think that would be a better version. Even Killian to give you the treasure. I think that's where I would try it out next. But let me know what you think. Had some good like interactions, some cool things. I think the Meat Hook play there shows its flexibility. Would have been good against mono white, but also would have been really good against, or was really good against this blue-white control deck. But that's the deck. Let me know what you think, and we'll be back for some more. Thanks for watching.